Hey everyone, I'm John Pitch, the owner and coach for Maximus Fitness, Team Maximus. I run a gym along with my wife Sarah. I'm getting ready here to do a check-in with one of my athletes from Team Maximus. His name's Rohan Duncan. He won the Mr. Michigan in 2016, right? Yeah, 2016 he won the Mr. Michigan. Same year, 2 weeks later, he took fourth place at Junior Nationals, and we're getting him ready again to compete. It's been a couple years. He's got a lot more muscle, a lot more size on him. We've been working in the off season, or the grow season. I like to call it the grow season, where we just put on quality muscle, and he's got the itch to do a show again, and we're gonna check him right now. He is about 16 weeks out from the Western, so we're getting her ready for the Western Michigan to qualify to do nationals in Miami, Florida. Miami, Florida is where he can get his pro card by taking first or second place. We're putting him in the Classic Physique category. He won the Mr. Michigan in actually bodybuilding. He's a great bodybuilder, but he's got a super small waist. And like I said, he's 16 weeks out now. We got some work to do, so we're gonna start the check-in here. What we got is I do a 9-point caliper check, body fat caliper. It's just for progress. Ultimately, it's what you look like on stage is what really matters. Today he weighed in at 218.4. What is the weight you need to be? Is it 197? 197 is his weight he needs to be to make weight for Classic. It's not like bodybuilding, where bodybuilding you can be a super heavy, you can be a heavy, you'll just miss your class. For Classic Physique, it's do or die. You can only be so big, so we got to get him down to 197. He needs to get down to 197 anyways to show the conditioning. It shouldn't be a problem. 2 years ago we got him down to 177 middleweight, and he took fourth place as a middleweight at Junior Nationals. So let's see, what is today? July 17, right? So we're July 17. I track and I meet with my athletes every single week. Right now we're about 15 and a half weeks out from the Western Michigan. So we started about 18 weeks out. So he's been in this prep for about 2.5, 3 weeks. We're gonna start with a pinch up here in his upper chest. We get a good skin fold, and then we're gonna get a measurement. He was 8.875, and it's just over 8 right now. Looks like it's 8 on the button, so he dropped. And that's what we want. Is we want his pinches to go down and to lean him out. Let's get your back. He was a 19. This is the subscapular. I was trying to find the biggest area so I get an accurate reading. The big thing with this is doing it the same place, location every time. Otherwise, you can get variance. Well, this is just a tracking mechanism, is all it is. Some coaches don't use this. I do have clients where I do online, where I just do pictures, and I'll do this. If they come into town, I'll do this. I just like doing it because it's I can pinpoint where the fat's at and look at his lean mass. Let's get your bicep. Whoa. You're doing okay, man. All right. It's not going up. That's good. All right, let's get your tricep. We didn't change too much last time, but he's slowly leaning out here. Let's get your kidney, turn around. This is usually the biggest area. He has been dropping. He was 28. Let's see what he is now. So looks like he got the biggest area. Touch under 25. He was 25 last time, 24. All right, let's get his super iliac right here. 10 and a half, that's down a little bit. We're gonna get his abs. This is gonna be a hell of a transformation, I'll tell you that. Got some work to do. Looks like he dropped a lot. He was at 26, and I'm getting a solid Solid 23. So that's 3 millimeters. This is in millimeters. That's actually quite a bit. So we got a 23. And typically this is where guys will hold it, is in the midsection. As you lean out, your testosterone actually raises with all that extra ab fat. It actually lowers your testosterone. That's where guys hold it, is in the midsection, including myself. Let's get your quad. His legs are huge. Squat, let's get this one in here. He's got his Classic Physique shorts on. Yeah, that was a 9. Right now it's measuring an 8. That's down 1. Then we're gonna get his calf. It's his last. That's the ninth spot. Right, yeah, we'll get it that way. 8.0. And it's about the same, 8.0. So now I gotta add this up. See what we got. Last week he was 116.75. That was his total pinches. The goal going into a show is in the 40s or even the 30s, as low as possible. You want about 5 millimeters in each spot or less. There's 9 spots, so it's about 45 millimeters. We've had a lot of overall champions that were in that range. So let's see what we got here. Let's see, 10, 23. Okay, so we got 110.875. He was 116. So he lost, he's doing the work. He lost 6 millimeters of fat. Doesn't seem a lot, but in 1 week, that's a good amount. So his body fat percentage is 13.7. It was 14.4. So that's actually a big drop in 1 week from 14.4 to 13.7. We'll times it by his body weight. And he's at 29 pounds. 29.9 pounds of fat, so he lost some fat. 218.4. Okay, it brings our lean mass to 188.5. His lean mass last week was 187.1. He put on 1.4 pounds of lean mass, and his fat 31.5. Take away 29.9. He lost 1.6 pounds of fat. So that's the best scenario, is to lose fat, put on lean mass. And a lot of our guys going on to shows, that's what we do, is we lean them out and we keep their mass, or even grow them into the show. Most people don't eat enough getting ready for a show, but if you eat right, you can actually put on muscle going into a show. So that gives us a score of, it's a positive 3. So last week was a real good week. It's actually one of his best weeks. So, all right, well now we're gonna go pose. We'll go in the posing room and hit some poses. Ready? So that's the first thing I do. The second thing I do is pose them. That's the most important, is not what your numbers are, not what you lift in the gym. It's what you look like on stage, how you present it, the lines, the detail is what wins shows. You gotta have the shape, the symmetry, and you know, with the hard work, if you got some genetics and the discipline, you can get there. So go here in the posing room. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna do the symmetry round. That's when the judges look at the conditioning, the sit shape, and the symmetry of the body. Right away from the symmetry round, they can tell typically who's gonna be in a first call out. Sometimes they put them through the mandatories also to get a better comparison of who should be in the first call out. All right, so this is the front pose on the symmetry round. We're gonna do quarter turns, quarter turn to the right. Yep, so he's getting a little bit of torque in the body. We're looking at the physique, we're looking at his big quad sweep, his legs, conditioning, quarter turn to the right. You're gonna see a huge transformation with this guy. You can see how small his waist is and his back comes out. Just chiseling away every week. All right, quarter turn to the right. This is off season, guys, but we're going into prep. Quarters turn to the right. All right, 16 weeks is a lot of time. All right, front double bicep. These are classic physique poses. All right, he's got nice big arms. He gets a little bit of a bicep split when he gets lean. All right, looks solid. Okay, side chest pose. chest, yep. Good, man. Looking at the hamstring, looking at his posing. Okay, he's a pretty good poser. You're ready one of the Mr. Mid. Let's hit a side tricep. They don't always call this, but I like practicing it even though they don't call it. Blow those abs up, man. All right. Okay, face reverse, hit a back double bicep. All right. He's got some big size. He's filling all his muscles. All right, face in front. You go ahead, hit your ab and thigh. Big legs. Okay. Good. I like it. All right, let's go ahead and hit. Yeah, you got a favorite classic pose?
Not yet.
You don't have one?
Not yet.
All right, no favorite classic pose. So anyways, I take a look at him. Now I'm gonna look at his program with the pinches, his weight, and then looking at him, we make adjustments to his program. So he's putting on muscle, he's losing fat, but we have a lot of fat to lose. I think, what was your fat, 30 pounds?
26.
26.
Something.
And we got a good 16 pounds of fat to lose, if not more. But with that cardio, the dieting, 16 weeks, the workouts, the supplements, all that fat's gonna come off, and every week you see him a little bit more chiseled, a little bit more chiseled. You see him 1 week from the show, you'll look like a completely different guy. So it's just a lot of discipline and hard work for going into the show, and consistency, really being like a robot, day in and day out, eating your meals at the same time, doing your cardio at the same time, trying to be as consistent as possible to build up your metabolism and to let your body let go of that fat, and then also keep his protein high enough, and so he holds on to that good muscle. So, but yeah, so let's look at your plan. Meal run right now is 2 whole eggs, 8 egg whites, some oats, some meal 2 chicken breasts, rice, broccoli. Then we got beef, rice, broccoli. This meal 3 here, let's pull out that beef and put chicken. We're gonna lean it out a little bit, pull some of the fats. So we're gonna put a chicken in there instead of the beef. This is what I do is every week I make adjustments after doing the body fat check, after looking at him, comparing him from last week, what's going on. Then I make adjustments. If he's not 100% on the program, these adjustments won't work. Did you have any deviations last week?
Not at all. No.
Okay, so he's 100%, so I make these changes. We'll see results because he's a champion, and my champions follow the program 100%. If it gets hard, they let me know. I either tell him to stop being a baby and suck it up. Otherwise, they're not going to do good. So I'll give him a copy of this. These are his, just some quick updates. He's taking some glycomanager to help push the carbs into the muscle. Some vitamins. He's doing some creatine. He's doing some other stuff here, BCAAs. So we have, I call the FSC program, Food Supplement Cardio. Like, we've had multiple overall champions. He's actually started from the very beginning. What year was that? 2014 he came to me. So 4 years later, we have a Mr. Michigan. His very first show, he actually won the overall novice in bodybuilding, and wasn't taking the open, second place in the open. So his very first show, he did very good. He does have great genetics, but if you look at his transformation from 2014 till now, you'll be amazed. So hard work, discipline, persistence over time gives you results. So that's it for this check-in.